You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 5.
You might have heard them. Overnight thunderstorms swept through the Gulf Coast of Florida. How it might impact your first day of the school commute.
Plus, speaking of that school, team coverage this morning as we are officially on the first day of school. Everything you know to be prepared for the big day in both Manatee and Sarasota counties.
And not your usual rescue caught on camera. What's going on here? Some women stuck in a unicorn floaty? I don't see you.
I was in the back.
All right.
I'll give you a first-hand account.
Good morning, Suncoast starts right now. And good morning and welcome back to the parents out there watching for the first time since the last day of school, perhaps in some cases.
Welcome back.
Glad
Thanks
to
for
have you
getting
back.
up with us again so early in the morning. And speaking of welcome backs, a very special welcome back to the one and the only John Scalzi, fresh back from vacation.
Pleasure to be back. Thank you so very much. And the coffee this morning isn't helping. First day of school, and we've got showers on radar. That's the last thing you want to see, right? Showers on radar. The good news is the bulk of the heavier rainfall will probably stay offshore, but we do have some showers that are working their way onshore, especially in the southern parts of the viewing area. Charlotte County, getting up into very southern parts of Sarasota County. You're seeing a little bit of light rainfall. So far, we're not seeing much in the way of lightning pops, but there have been many out in Gulf waters, but so far close to shore. The nearest one is about 20 miles offshore of Inglewood, so that's good news. Just remember, if you can hear the thunder, you are close enough to being struck, so you should be in a safe place. That's the only thing. Most of the stuff is going to stay out in Gulf waters this morning. As dawn breaks, things will start to settle down a little bit, and then we'll see showers building in inland areas late in the day. Temperatures are generally in the upper 70s, so it's a warm, humid, muggy day. We'll look for about a 30% chance of rain this morning. Next to you.
All right. Thank you, John. Checking the roads. A little blip there already on State Road 70 eastbound around Lockwood Ridge. Otherwise clear in Manatee County. Farther south, some red there along the Bayfront, northbound 41 as you go from 301 all the way up toward the Ringling Causeway. And then it's clear. And then farther south, an issue there on the interstate. We'll double click on that and find out there's a northbound issue on 75 just after the 681 connector. So be aware of that. Doesn't appear to show any residual backup so far. We'll track that throughout the morning here on ABC 7. Now, a first alert traffic reminder for drivers in Venice starting today. Miami Avenue from Harbor Drive to Nassau Street will be closed today. It's part of the ongoing downtown improvement project in Venice. Workers are replacing stormwater drains down the center of the road there. The work should last about 2 more weeks, and detours are in place.
Well, it is finally here, folks. The first day back to school for thousands across the Suncoast.
We continue our special team coverage this morning with our Jackie Kelly, who is live in Sarasota County, talking about security. But first, Marla Spence live at the Manatee County Bus Depot in Bradenton. Marla, you go first.
Good morning, guys. The big day is finally here. It's the first day back to school, not only for teachers, faculty, and staff and students, but also bus drivers across both Sarasota and Manatee counties. Now I'm live here at the Transportation Department for the Manatee County School District, and let me tell you, these bus drivers out here have been getting ready and prepared for this big day, the first day back to school. Now, all week last week, bus drivers made sure that they practiced their routes to be ready for today. 16 new shiny buses will be hitting the road this morning. We're told in total 160 buses will be transporting about 16,000 students today for the first day back to school, and they all have new tablets on them to make it easier for bus drivers to check off students that are getting on buses this morning. Now, drivers are reminded this morning to be alert on the road and to watch for stopping school buses, children near schools and school stops, and to remember that school zones will be active this morning. So you might want to take a route that is a little easier for you, or leave your home a little earlier this morning, just in case you have some slowdowns this morning. And now for parents who may be a little apprehensive or a little nervous to send their kids off to school this morning, there is a new app called Where's the Bus, and that'll be launching this morning on the school district's website. That app allows parents to track their child's bus route in real time. Reporting live in Manatee County, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, thank you, Marla. And as a reminder, our team coverage continues all throughout the morning. We have best special back-to-school coverage this morning on Good Morning Suncoast. Coming up at 5:30, ABC's Jackie Kelly. She's going to be live with a roundup of some of the big changes in Sarasota County schools. And of course, back to school also means sharing the roads with hundreds of buses. So here's a first alert traffic reminder. First, cars in both directions are required to stop when those bus lights are flashing. And you must stay stopped until the lights are turned off and the sign on the side of the bus, that stop sign that you always see, is firmly pulled back in. Now, you're going to see extra patrols today in school zones as well. Now, most of those morning zone hours begin around 7:30, and then the afternoon school zone hours kick off around 2:45.
Caught on camera, prosecutors in Georgia say a now former teacher crossed the line when they say he grabbed a student by the throat in the school cafeteria. It happened last year, but the video is now surfacing. Reporter Michael Seiden has the story.
Prosecutors say this is the shocking moment that a former Lumpkin County teacher crossed the line, grabbing a student by his throat while dragging him down a table in the school cafeteria. The 2017 incident caught on surveillance video inside Lumpkin Mountain Education Charter High School, which is an alternative school for students who have gotten in trouble at other schools in the district, resulted in felony charges against the teacher, Tim Gardner. And now, for the first time, the 61-year-old is breaking his silence, telling us by phone that he acted in self-defense and has no regrets for his actions.
I was in fear of a headbutt or, something like that, or if he was carrying something.
I don't know if you have children yourself, but when you look at that video, I mean, do you justify your behavior? I mean, how do you feel when you watch that video?
Absolutely.
Garner says the altercation began after he asked the 17-year-old student, whom he described as a troubled teen with a violent past, to clean up the mess he made in the cafeteria. In this video, you can see the student and two others messing around with a styrofoam box, passing it back and forth. Then Gardner stands up and asks the other students to exit the cafeteria. But when that 17-year-old tries to leave,
He didn't say anything up until, he put his hand on me. And when he did that, I reacted because he was right up on me. I just put him back because I didn't want to get hit. The next thing, I just wanted to, control his hitting hand. He's right hand dominant. And that's all he hits with. I've never seen him throw a punch with his left hand.
But late Friday night, the attorney for that student sent us a statement which reads in part, Coach Gardner's assertions that my client is a troubled and violent youth is absurd, as is the assertion that my client initiated any contact with him. The truth of the matter, as the video clearly shows, is that Coach Gardner decided to subdue and choke a child for almost 50 seconds as a method of exercising discretionary discipline for a minor infraction in the lunchroom.
Well, back here on the Suncoast, the lingering algae bloom has led to dead sea life, empty beaches, and a hit to tourism here on the Suncoast. And then over the weekend, thousands all came together to say enough is enough. Organizers of Hands Along the Water held a peaceful gathering on Sunday. Thousands came together holding hands in solidarity along the beachfronts. The idea? To get the attention of state leaders, demand change, and get more funding for cleanup and research, and get a plan in place for how to continue to deal with the red tide crisis.
Doing nothing is no longer an option. We have to work together to protect our natural resources so that we can continue to live in Florida for generations.
This is a beautiful beach. It's still very beautiful. We just want to protect it.
Florida Fish and Wildlife is expected to release all of their new red tide numbers within the next week, probably by Wednesday. And then Moat Marine, they update their beach reports daily. We have a link to both of those at mysuncoast.com.
And you can find all of our coverage of the red tide outbreak on our website. Just go to mysuncoast.com/red tide. Looking ahead, police in Sarasota are having their annual drug take-back event this week. They're especially hoping to get opioids from falling into the wrong hands in Sarasota. The event is Thursday. You can help prevent prescription drug abuse on the Suncoast by taking your unwanted prescriptions to SPD's headquarters from 5 to 7 p.m. They're located on Adams Lane near Payne Park in Sarasota, and no questions will be asked.
A search and rescue operation is underway this morning for a missing U.S. Marine in the Philippines. Now, according to the Marine Corps press office, he was reported missing and reported to have fallen overboard while the ship was conducting routine operations in the Sulu Sea back on August 9th. Now, the Navy, the Marines, and crews from the Philippine military are all involved in that search.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. of the mighty Delta IV Heavy rocket.
Nice. Back to school means back to science moment of the morning. History in the making as NASA finally launched a spacecraft on a 7-year mission to touch the sun, flying closer than anything ever sent up there before. The Parker Solar Probe blasted off from Cape Canaveral early Sunday morning. Now that spacecraft is going to be passing within 3.8 million miles of the sun's visible surface, while passing the sun, flying at a record 430,000 miles per hour. Ray, you say, how fast is that, Stephanie?
Please, tell me.
And I say, fast enough to fly from New York to Tokyo in less than 1 minute.
Wow.
Yeah, right?
Good comparison. Look at this, still ahead. A pastor is speaking out. A pastor? Look what happened to his car. This is what he found, what he plans to do next time it happens, he says.
And later in the hour, more team coverage on the way as all those students head back to school today for the first day of class. We're going to have everything you need to know to be ready for your first day. But
Well,
first,
a little more peaceful out there right now. Did you hear the showers and thunder about 2 a.m.?
Yes. Woke me up a little early.
Yeah, me too. I rarely get awakened by that stuff, but this was a real rumble through the area, John Scalzi.
Yeah, and persistent too. Dropped a fair amount of rainfall. I've checked the rain box on the drive time forecast just because there's a possibility of a coastal shower this morning, only about 30% though. And then on the way home, inland showers and possibly thunderstorms. And look here, what we've brought back for another year. It's the drive time forecast, and for today at the bus stops this morning, 77, perhaps a little bit of a coastal shower. Watch out for those lightning pops. And then after school tonight, about 89 degrees, and we'll look for inland storms at that time. Complete forecast coming up in a few.
All right, crew, let's get started. Sure.
Don't ignore the law. You must call 811 at least 2 to 3 days before any digging project so you can avoid hitting our essential buried utilities. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811.
There's nothing like this trail in Alabama. It just goes from the northern part of the state to the southern part of the state. We see all kind of different terrains, great value, great fun. We've been coming for 18 years. We started off with a group of 8, grew to 12, and grew to 16. And we love it because where else can you get world-class golf courses with world-class accommodations? To be able to play these type of courses in this environment, and the difficulty keeps us coming back over and over and over again.
We believe in patriotism. We believe in our nation's youth. We believe veterans earn their benefits through their service to our nation. We believe in a strong national security. We believe in our country. For 100 years, veterans have been impacting our nation through the American Legion, and we believe it makes a difference. If you believe, learn more at legion.org/webelieve.
The thought of my sons growing up without me inspired me to quit smoking.
I talked to my doctors, and then I threw away all my cigarettes, ashtrays, and lighters.
I started exercising instead of smoking.
Letting my friends online know I was quitting kept me on track.
Staying away from alcohol when I was first quitting was key.
I kept on trying, learned something each time.
Do whatever it takes.
No matter how many times it takes.
We did it. You can too.
For free help, visit cdc.gov/tips.
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Good kisses. Good kisses. You heard how loud
I heard. It wasn't you. Yeah. It was the...
Is that bacon?
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Stay connected to your clients and new customers using ABC7 Digital Media Services. Our team of professionals provide a wide array of digital services to help you get the most out of your website. We specialize in building and helping you maintain the most effective digital solutions for your business. It's vital that your online presence stands out, so our experts will equip you with the best resources available. Trust ABC7 Digital Media Services to give you the right tools to grow your business. your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So we're looking at an air temperature currently of 77 degrees. We have a heat index of 78, and we have a fair amount of sunshine around in a few areas where the temperatures are hitting the 80-degree mark at this hour. Obviously, the sun has not risen yet, but as it does so, I think we'll start to see our rain chances begin to diminish a little bit. As we head into the afternoon hours, we'll watch the showers build again, and that'll be mostly in inland locations with about a 30% chance of showers at that point. For the morning hours, for the school bus time period up to about probably 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, we'll have about a 30% chance of rainfall nearer the coast. Inland, you should remain pretty rain free. And then the afternoon, we'll just reverse that and put the rain showers in inland areas. We had some heavier rainfall across the region this morning, as folks were alluding to, with lots of lightning and thunder and heavy rainfall as well. That occurred over the last 12 hours, but has since kind of moved out into Gulf waters just a little bit. You can see that kind of motion to these northern storms. But down to the south, we do have a few that are moving onshore near areas around Charlotte Harbor, and then a little bit further to the north between Venice and down toward areas of near Jacaranda. We're seeing some light rain falling, a lot of drizzle, and occasionally some moderate rain falling like along Center Road there. All of this gradually dissipating. Further to the south, we have a stronger storm near Rotunda, and there are a few lightning pops down there as well. The heavier rain out in Gulf waters gradually drifting off to the north and to the east, moving up toward Venice in the course of the next half hour or so. The tendency will be for this cell to kind of dissipate a little bit as it moves a little bit further to the north. But the bottom line is there are some showers around. But as we head into the next 3 hours or so, we'll start to see the number of those showers and the intensity of those storms begin to decrease a little bit. We're still in this same sort of westerly wind pattern that we were in before I left for vacation. And this westerly wind pattern, we usually only have about 30% of the time here in Florida. But it's been persistent. It's certainly not helping with the red tide situation. It is blowing those toxins closer to the coastline, and it will persist for at least another couple of days. It favors coastal showers near the morning, followed by pushing most of that activity into inland areas during the afternoon. So for today, expect to see the west wind again, coastal showers first, and then storms moving inland later in the day. Now, this pattern is going to reverse itself. As we get into about Wednesday and Thursday, we'll start to see high pressure build right underneath this panel out in the Atlantic, and that will tend to bring our winds more out of a southeasterly direction, which will keep the morning quiet. And then we'll see those showers build later in the afternoon in inland areas and then drift back toward the coast as we head into the evening. Kind of a more typical pattern for this time of year. Southwest wind at about 10 knots throughout the day, and the forecast for the next couple of days looks pretty similar. We'll have about a 30% chance of showers today and tomorrow. Again, near the coast in the morning, followed by inland storms. And then as we head into Wednesday, kind of a transition day before we move back into that typical Florida pattern with a 40% chance of showers or so for Thursday as the showers build inland and move toward the coast. Then we'll dry it out a little bit as some drier air from the Atlantic kind of moves in and reduces rain chances for the weekend to about 20% or so. Back to you.
Thanks so much, John. Let's take a look outside and check out this first alert traffic on the first day back to school. So far in Manatee County, not looking too bad. We did have one incident earlier, but that has already been cleaned up. So Manatee County is looking pretty good out there. Heading into Sarasota County, those roads are not looking too bad either. A little bit busy spot right there on Clark Road as you come off of 75, but again, nothing really to worry about. And if you're heading a little bit farther in the area, we do have one spot on there. They were going to pull up for you. You can see right there, I-75. There's an accident in the northbound lane right after exit 200 again. So I-75, if you're heading north, in the northbound lane, there's an accident right after exit 200. That is your first alert traffic at 519.
All right, look at this. A pastor in Alabama awakened to find his truck vandalized with racist graffiti. His Ford F-150 pickup was spray painted on 3 sides with a racial slur as well as a swastika. He thinks he knows who did this and says the next time they do this, he may exercise his rights under the Stand Your Ground law.
If they come back on my property, I know this is a stand your ground state. And so I'm not going to let somebody come and hurt my family at any given time. And I'll stand my ground if I have to.
Well, the vandals also flattened all 4 of the truck's tires, broke the side window, and put his garden hose in the cab's interior and left the water running. Very sad.
Well, still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, Spotify. They're changing the game for music streaming. We're going to tell you what they're doing that may help you get rid of all those pesky commercials.
And next half hour, team coverage as students head back to the classroom. What students in Sarasota County can expect this morning. We'll talk to Jackie Kelly next. But first, this is a live shot of your Statue of Liberty. Thank you, France, for that gift.
That is gorgeous. What a great shot that is this morning.
Pretty shot. Well lit there. All right, we'll have more of the forecast and more news coming up on Good Morning Suncoast.
A promise was made, a promise that hit the beaches of Normandy, a vow that captured Iwo Jima, a contract that weathered Tet, a pledge that stormed the desert in Iraq, an IOU that braved IEDs in Kandahar. A promise was made to America's veterans. DAV fights to keep that promise, so all veterans and their families get the benefits and support they earned. For help, visit DAV.org.
Are you a soccer mom or dad? Regardless of their age or experience level, when your kids play soccer or any other sport, there's one person on the sideline who is key to help recognize and seek medical care for sports-related concussion. It's you. You need to know the signs and symptoms of concussion, and you need to act if you think your child has been injured. Remember, when in doubt, sit them out. To learn more, go to cdc.gov/concussion. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004.
When it comes to drinking, what do you think moderation is? The U.S. Dietary Guidelines define moderation as up to 1 drink a day for women and up to 2 drinks a day for men. So what's a drink? The guidelines say a drink equals 12 ounces of beer, 5 ounces of wine, or a cocktail with 1.5 ounces of distilled spirits. Each contains the same amount of alcohol. Like to learn more? Visit drinkinmoderation.org.
That is a pretty good breakfast. You're not even eating.
Not hungry.
No? Why not? What's up?
Kath and I knew that Jenny had been partying a bit. Found out she tried heroin.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
Once you get atrial fibrillation, you need to have a very close relationship with your primary doctor. Prevention is the whole ball game here, because once you have a stroke, you can't undo it. A year without stroke, it's a year that you can enjoy doing the things that you've worked all your life to finally get to do. You took care of yourself. You did what is necessary for you to be around one more year. And then next year, we'll celebrate one more year without a stroke.
Coast Guard, we are taking on water.
The United States Coast Guard. They secure our ports and waterways, protect our environment, keep drugs away from our kids, and save lives. It's dangerous work. And in times of triumph or tragedy, the Coast Guard Foundation answers the call to support Coast Guard members and their families. Learn more at coastguardfoundation.org.
Welcome back. It is 5:23. Well, it may have involved a unicorn, but it was anything but a fairy tale on this girls' weekend. Check this out. Sheriff's deputies spotted a group of women, I'm sure very sober, on this large floating party unicorn on a lake in Minnesota over the weekend. But the funny part is, look where he's standing. They weren't exactly out in the water. They were just stuck in the weeds a few feet out. Thankfully, the floating unicorn crisis of 2018 came to an end when a deputy threw a rope and pulled the maybe a little bit embarrassed women back in.
The unicorn's expression changed.
Right? It's like, what is happening in my life right now? All good this morning, though. The unicorn crisis is over.
A bridesmaid's party or something, right? Bachelor party.
They are pretty great unicorns, though.
Yes.
All right, well, how would you like to skip all those pesky commercials on Spotify? Well, you may be able to soon.
The story in today's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, skipping ads on Spotify.
The music streaming service is testing out an option that allows users of its ad-supported service to skip ads. The idea is to allow users to personalize the ads they hear while skipping those they don't want. The test is being done in Australia, but it could expand to other markets.
A factory in Taiwan that's reportedly making the main processing chips for the next iPhones shut down over the weekend.
It was hit by a virus 10 days ago, but the company says it will not delay Apple's schedule for the new device.
And this appears to be on schedule. NASA's Parker Solar Probe is hurtling toward the sun right now. It is expected to fly right through the sun's corona in November.
The spacecraft is expected to make dozens of orbits around the sun, and during some of them, it will be traveling at a staggering record 430,000 miles an hour.
Impressive indeed. Those are your Tech Bites.
Tech Bites, sponsored by Safelite Auto Glass.
At Safelite Auto Glass, we really pride ourselves on making it easy for you to get your windshield fixed.
Let's turn in your science papers.
This teacher always puts her students first.
I did mine over. You did? Oh, I can't wait to read it.
So when she had auto glass damage, she chose Safelite. With Safelite, she could see exactly when we'd be there.
You must be Pascal.
Yes, ma'am. Saving her time so she can save the science project.
Safelite repair, Safelite replace.
Well, here's to first dates. You look amazing.
And you look amazingly comfortable.
When your V-neck looks more like a U-neck, that's when you know it's half-washed. Add Downy to keep your collars from stretching. Unlike detergent alone, Downy conditions to smooth and strengthen fibers. So next time, don't half-wash it. Downy, and it's done.
What do you get when you cross your tired, aching back with this fragile egg? The Egg Sitter Cushion, an amazing new flex cushion that supports your backside and spine so well you can sit on an egg without breaking it. Incredible!
You want me to sit on this egg? Okay. Can't believe I'm doing this. I don't even feel it. It didn't even break? Oh, I was wondering about that. Now that's a good cushion.
The honeycomb design is constructed of Elasticor that absorbs pressure points by collapsing in on itself. That's why even this egg won't break under direct pressure. Now long days at the office will be more comfortable, dinner more enjoyable, and painful car rides a thing of the past. Get your Egg Sitter Support Cushion for just $39.99. It comes with a free non-slip washable cover and our 10-year comfort guarantee. But wait, call right now and you can get a second cushion. Just pay separate fee. Call now.
Call 1-800-232-1564. That's 1-800-232-1564. Call now or go to eggsitter.com. Order now.
Don't hide it. We know that sometimes emotions just get the better of you, especially at the Honda Summer Spectacular event. And we know getting a deal on the Honda Civic, a 2018 KBB.com Best Buy, can be quite liberating, especially when this stylish Honda Civic comes with Sport Mode.
Yes! Yes!
Express what you're feeling at the Honda Summer Spectacular event.
I'm happy you're happy.
Visit your local Honda dealer and test drive the Honda Civic today.
Me, pick me. Oh, come on, man. Oh, man, I love technology. Hey, yo, check out my new phone. Look at this right here. For years, the DeSoto Club has needed improvements. Join me and Boys and Girls Club of Manatee County as we raise money to build a brand new facility. It will be bigger and better, just like it was 40 years ago when I attended. Invest in kids, build great futures.
Here's something we bet you didn't know. Nearly half of all cancers can be prevented. That's right, half. Nearly 50%, mostly by making small everyday changes in your diet and controlling your weight, walking more, eating less, and eating foods that help you and your family to seriously reduce the risk of cancer. And of course, by not smoking. Visit the Cancer Prevention Together We Can website and get a free 30-day planner filled with tips, recipes, stats, and more about protecting your family. Go to prevent50.org.
I took my first handful of pills, and that's when all my priorities seemed to change.
He would ask to use the bathroom in other people's homes.
He just assumed that they would have medication.
He'd go in their medicine cabinets and steal prescription drugs.
I wish I knew really what these prescription pills were.
We were so naive about the whole drug thing.
These are all synthetic forms of heroin.
Keep your medication locked up because you'll never notice that a pill is gone.
Mind your meds.
Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 5:30.
Overnight thunderstorms sweeping through South Florida. How it's going to impact your first day of school commute.
Plus, team coverage from both Sarasota and Manatee counties as students begin a new school year this morning.
And a warning about mosquitoes this morning. Of course, we're talking about putting on that bug spray after one mother speaks out about a virus her child got after being stung. We have those stories, plus your first day back to school forecast. It all starts right now on Good Morning Suncoast. Good morning to you on this Monday morning. It's 5:30. I'm Stephanie Webb.
I'm Ray Collins. Welcome back to all the parents out there who we might have last seen.
Welcome back. Great.
Yes.
Thanks for waking up with us again.
You're welcome back. No questions asked.
Right?
Amnesty program in effect here.
Get the coffee out.
John Scalzi's back today for a nice week off. Welcome back, sir.
Thank you very much. Coming back to showers this morning, you know, we have this westerly wind flow that continues again today, encouraging these coastal showers during the morning hours. And yes, there is a chance of rainfall at the bus stop this morning. It's a minor chance, but still, we're having some heavier showers down around the mouth of Charlotte Harbor, and we have some out in Gulf waters. Most of the heaviest persistent rain, though, will stay out in the Gulf waters to our north, and we have lots of lightning strikes going on there. We do have some clusters of showers producing lightning just off our coast, but for the most part, over land at this point, looks pretty quiet, except down, as I mentioned, around the southern tip of the peninsula. We're looking at some rotunda lightning pops, and then about 20 miles offshore, we're seeing a few lightning pops. But for the most part, as you go through the future cast, we got some showers near the coastline with about a 30% chance, but then they start to build inland this afternoon, and I think most of the day will be spent with a partly cloudy sky. We'll have the complete forecast for you coming in just a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, talk to you soon. Thank you, John. Let's check the roads right now as you awaken on this Monday morning. Not much to speak of so far in Manatee County, all clear. That'll be changing as the school buses head out this morning. Be aware of that, of course. Farther south, look at the bayfront. 41 or Mound right there. Actually, it's called Gulfstream right there. It's got several names within a half mile. Gulfstream northbound as you get from 301 up toward the Ringling Causeway. Some early congestion there. Let's check the final map now to the south, and we'll find out that down there, not much to speak of at all. All clear at 5:32 on this Monday morning.
Well, that countdown is officially over. The first day of back to school is here.
All this morning, special team coverage. Marla Spence is live at the Manatee County Bus Depot in Bradenton. But first, Jackie Kelly talking about school security in Sarasota County. Jackie?
Well, good morning, guys. I'm here in front of Sarasota High School, which is just one of the schools celebrating their first day of school today throughout the district. And now over 43,000 students are going to be heading back to school this morning. And with the new school year does come some new changes. Safety is a big focus this year throughout the district. Every elementary school will have a new Sarasota County school police officer in their school this year, and both the middle and high schools will keep their school resource officers or school resource deputy this year until more officers are hired for the police force. The schools themselves will be safer as well.
You'll see a drastic increase in actual security presence in terms of fencing, cameras. We have single point entries this year. We're going to have badging and identification systems for all visitors on our campuses.
And now the district does want to remind drivers to be aware of the buses and the students crossing the road for this first day. Reporting live in Sarasota, Jackie Kelly, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, thank you, Jackie. Look at this now. The son of a police officer who was seriously injured on duty received a special escort to his first day of school. Orlando police posted this video to their social media pages. Caleb's father, Officer Kevin Valencia, is in a coma after he was shot during a standoff. On Friday, Valencia's squad and the chief of police did what he could not do, escort the little boy to the first day of kindergarten.
Well, just a reminder, we also have back to school team coverage all this morning right here on Good Morning Suncoast, from your first alert forecast to buses back out on the roads to those big security changes in schools. We've got you covered.
Developing overnight, gunshots causing concern in the city of Palmetto. Shots rang out in the 2600 block of 9th Avenue Drive East, right there. Deputies say somebody left the scene in a white four-door car. At this time, there are no reports of injuries. If anyone has information, you're asked to call the Manatee County Crime Stoppers at 747-3011.
A developing story, a state house candidate is now facing some questions about the legitimacy of her college degree. Republican Melissa Howard claims to have a Bachelor of Science in Marketing from Miami University in Ohio. But reports are showing that she never actually got a degree there. In response, Howard posted a picture of herself with a diploma on Facebook. However, the university is now saying the diploma in the picture doesn't actually seem to be accurate. Now, the school says that Howard went there in the early 1990s, but they don't show her ever graduating from the school, and that the Bachelor of Science in Marketing degree doesn't even exist there. So far, no response from Howard. Well, gas prices, they are back on the rise again just a few weeks out from Labor Day. It's gone up about 2 cents a gallon over the past 2 weeks. Right now, the average cost for a gallon of gas across country is about $2.93, which is 53 cents higher than this time last year. So far, the highest average price in the country is $3.69 in San Francisco. The lowest is $2.53 in Jackson, Mississippi.
And here on the Suncoast, you can get gas as cheaply, we say, at $2.74 at a 7-Eleven on Tuttle, but I actually saw $2.73 today on the way to work on 301 near 5th in Sarasota County. In Manatee County, the average gas price is $2.79 for a gallon. North and South Korea held high-level talks today to review plans for a third summit with a goal of unification of the Korean Peninsula. The peace summit would be held next month in Pyongyang. This will be their third summit. This follows high-level talks earlier today in the zone that divides the peninsula.
Well, Tesla and its CEO, Elon Musk, could be headed to court. 2 new lawsuits accuse Musk and Tesla of violating federal securities law by allegedly making false statements to boost the company's stock price. Now, those complaints allege that Musk looked to mislead investors by claiming on Twitter that he secured funding to take Tesla private. Now, that news reportedly helped boost Tesla's overall stock price, but most of those gains have now been lost, in part due to reports that federal officials are now investigating his claims from Twitter. Tesla has yet to comment on any of those lawsuits.
A search and rescue operation is underway at this hour in the Philippines for a missing U.S. Marine who fell overboard on the USS Essex. He was reported as missing while the ship was conducting routine operations in the Sulu Sea last Thursday. The search is a combined effort with the Navy, Marine Corps, and the Philippine ships and planes. Washington, D.C. police kept a rally safe across from the White House yesterday. This as counter-demonstrators outnumbered members of Unite the Right. ABC's Stephanie Ramos has the latest from Washington.
The Unite the Right rally here in Washington fell apart quickly, but counter-protesters were ready to confront far-right demonstrators with messages like, "We stand united against hate." The Unite the Right group traveled into D.C. via subway with a police escort. A crowd of counter-protesters greeted them, but there was no real violence. Officers were even able to remove barricades inside Lafayette Park, where both groups were gathering much earlier than anticipated. You can see some counter-protesters behind me. Police were able to remove some of the barricades holding them back, so those counter-protesters have moved closer to the White House. D.C.'s mayor says there was only one arrest at the event here in Washington, a much different scene compared to what we saw at last year's Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville, which turned deadly. Some of the same people behind that rally trying to organize the same protests here, just a few feet away from the White House. But there was clearly a coordinated effort by multiple law enforcement agencies to keep both sides separate. D.C.'s mayor says the event was peaceful for the most part, adding that there were no special accommodations made for any group. Officers just tried to keep them both apart. Stephanie Ramos, ABC News, Washington.
Now to a health alert about the danger of mosquitoes. One mother is warning others as her son recovers from a potentially life-threatening mosquito-borne virus. Lori Ann Surratt says her 6-year-old son Noah started experiencing severe headaches before having a seizure, and it all started with a mosquito bite. Doctors diagnosed Noah with a rare condition that passes through a diseased mosquito that can actually cause swelling in the brain.
You want to watch to see, is the headache worsening? Is the fever persisting? If pain relievers aren't working, or if the child's becoming more and more lethargic, or like this family noticed, their child just didn't seem quite right, that's when you want to worry.
Oh, some scary moments. Well, now, Noah's case is not very common. The CDC says illnesses from mosquitoes and ticks and flea bites tripled from 2004 to 2016. Experts say kids are especially vulnerable.
All right, look at this. Dora the Explorer getting a live action movie of her own. She's all grown up. You're about to see. Paramount released this new image of actress Isabel Moner, who was playing Dora as a teen. The Nickelodeon cartoon was on for 14 years.
That's right. I experienced many of those with my girls, too. Swipe or no swiping.
That's new language to me.
Right? Yep.
It features a young Latina girl and her various adventures with a monkey named Boots. Dora the Explorer opens next August. Oh, 13 months away still.
That's right. No lie. I'm going to have to go see that. We experienced a lot of good Dora the Explorer years. It's a great show. My kids also learn Spanish from Dora the Explorer. Yeah, it's very good.
All news to me here, folks.
Very good. All right, still to come, one fast food restaurant is giving someone the opportunity for free food for life. We're going to tell you what you need to know to get in on the running for it. But first.
You'd love that, wouldn't you?
Yes.
5:40 right now. Pretty sharp there. Ritz-Carlton all lit up there in the background, the center of your shot. Not sure why that's so bright this morning. Pretty sharp, though. How's the first day of school forecast, John?
Yeah, well, we wish there was nothing on radar, but there is. There is a chance of showers this morning, about a 30% chance, as we have a humid start to the day with 76 the air temperature by about 7 o'clock this morning, and the smell of red tide still in the air near the coastal regions. As we head into the afternoon, the chance of rainfall kind of shifts into inland areas. So for pickup this morning, we'll call it a scattered shower or two, particularly in the southern parts of the viewing area, followed by inland storms after school with a daytime high near 90. Complete forecast in a minute.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Who else has been taking your prescriptions? Keep your medicine and your family safe and secure. Mind your meds. To learn how we can help, visit the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids at drugfree.org.
Hi, I'm Janelle Hale, founder and CEO of the National Breast Cancer Foundation. No one should face breast cancer alone. When I was diagnosed 36 years ago, there was no internet, and I had to make a decision with little information. Early detection saved my life. It could save yours too. To learn what every woman needs to know about breast cancer, visit nbcf.org/hope.
My name is Haley. I have Fragile X syndrome. I work with Chartwells at Einstein's and FAU. I like being up front and interacting with students. The students are very nice and very hungry. Having a job is a big ticket for independence.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
There was this big bruise on my friend's face. I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to think her own nephew could have hit her.
I didn't want to see it. My mother's bank account was emptied, and a caregiver had taken control of it.
I didn't want to see it. My father's refrigerator. There was hardly anything in it. That's unusual for him.
It's tough to see that a senior citizen is being abused, physically, emotionally, sexually, or financially. Elder abuse is a crime.
So see the signs. Stop the crimes.
At Boys and Girls Clubs, it's not just about trying new things.
Tanya, come here.
Learning the right steps.
2, 3, 4.
Or making contact. It's not just about exploring the future. It's about helping them build it. It's about making a connection. It's about proving every kid and teen who enters our doors has what it takes. Great futures start here.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Warm and muggy start to the day. We're looking at temperatures that are generally hovering around the, well, near 80-degree mark right along the immediate coast, but you get into the mid-70s as you head inland. Humid, though. Plenty of southwesterly wind flow continuing to pump that moisture in, bringing us that 30% chance of rain showers through the morning hours near the coastline. They will start to kind of decrease in intensity, though, as we head into the next couple of hours. And then as dawn breaks and we start to move into the afternoon, we'll watch that rain chance decrease even further as the showers begin to regroup in inland areas later on this afternoon, while the coast stays pretty quiet. So the rain chance is not all that great despite the heavier rain showers that we had during the overnight. The showers that we had down to the south beginning to break up just a little bit now, but there are still some showers out in Gulf waters, and it certainly is possible that a few of these might make their way a little bit closer to the coastline during the next couple of hours. So we'll put the rain chance near the coast at about that 30% mark. Again, near Venice, there is some light rainfall now. We had some moderate rainfall about a half an hour ago, but again, that is kind of decreasing in intensity. And then down to the south, that's where the heavier rain is, around the mouth of Charlotte Harbor near Rotunda. And then off in Gulf waters, we've got one thunderstorm in progress. That's about 20 miles offshore, though, and the tendency will be for this to kind of decrease in intensity as it lifts northward, heading toward areas of Osprey and Venice in about a half an hour or so. So we look at a slight chance of some showers near the coastline for this first day of school. High pressure, located just 2 hours south, basically, will bring us that westerly, southwesterly wind flow again today at most levels of the lower atmosphere, bringing us that humidity, bringing us a steering flow that takes most of those showers and pushes them well inland. Now, over time, we'll watch that high pressure lift northward. We had lots of rainfall during the overnight because of a little trough of low pressure, creating kind of a weakness in that high pressure ridge and helping to increase the number of storms that we got. But over the course of the next few days, we'll continue on with that westerly wind favoring showers near the coast in the morning, followed by inland showers in the afternoon. And that'll be the case for probably 2 more days till that westerly wind flow begins to switch around and become more of a southwesterly wind flow. Quick look at the tropics on this anniversary of Hurricane Charlie's landfall in 2004. Category 4 storm moving onshore just to our south. We have one area of possible development over the next several days, but the chance of development is pretty low at about 10–20%. And even if it did develop, it would move out into the open waters of the Atlantic. So basically, we are looking at very quiet tropical conditions for this time of year in the state of Florida. Southwest wind continues at about 10 knots today. That will take us into the afternoon with 2-foot seas and a light chop on your bay and inland waters. And of course, there'll be plenty of red tide still around. We'll show you that red tide update coming up in about a half an hour. 30% chance of rain showers today near the coastline first in the morning, followed by inland showers in the afternoon. That holds true for a couple of days. Then Wednesday is probably going to be a transition day where we'll start to see the showers begin to develop more in inland areas in the afternoon. That'll certainly be true on Thursday, a more typical summertime pattern, showers building inland, drifting back to the coast late in the evening. And then as we head into the weekend, maybe some drier air reduces rain chances just a little bit. Back to you.
All right, thanks so much, John. Let's check out your first alert traffic out there this morning on this first day back to school. In Manatee County, those roads are running pretty decent around this time of the morning. No real delays or any speed bumps, if you will. In Sarasota County, roads there are actually looking pretty decent as well. No real delays so far. And then if you're headed farther south, 75 and 41 are both running pretty smooth as of 5:48 this morning. That's your first alert traffic.
President Trump might be revving up a feud with Harley-Davidson for moving production overseas. He's now reportedly encouraging Harley-Davidson owners to boycott the company. The company said it would lose up to $100 million a year due to Trump's trade dispute with the European Union. But the president said the dispute was just a cover for Harley to shift production overseas.
Idris Elba is the next Bond. James Bond? Well, maybe. The rumors are flying. And a mega shark makes mega bank at the box office this weekend. Here's your Hollywood Minute.
Put a tracker on it. You guys ever watch Shark Week?
Rainn Wilson says the hardest part of making The Meg was the part he thought would be the most fun.
You're like, oh man, I can't wait to do my scene in the water and have my lines and dive in. I'm so hot right now, and I fall in and splash. It seems super fun. And then about take 5 or 6 or 7, it starts to be like the least fun thing in the world. You're completely waterlogged, you're wrinkled from head to toe, it's exhausting, and you have to go over and over again.
A racing game?
Slaughter race. It is wicked dangerous.
Meet Shank, a tough driver from an online racing game with the voice of Wonder Woman herself, Gal Gadot. She joins John C. Reilly and Sarah Silverman in Ralph Breaks the Internet. This new clip just hit the web. The movie opens November 21st. Idris Elba is sending mixed messages about rumors he could be the next James Bond. Sunday, the popular actor tweeted a selfie with the very 007-sounding line, "My name's Elba, Idris Elba." But a few hours later, he followed that with a photo of rap group Public Enemy and the title of one of their most famous songs, "Don't Believe the Hype." If Elba wanted to keep us guessing, mission accomplished. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Well, here's your chance to win free McDonald's food for life. This is the Mobile McGold card you're about to see. Customers can compete for a chance to win this card, giving the recipient free McDonald's food for life. Customers must download the McDonald's app on their smartphones and place an order. I'm so excited about this.
You're so excited, you're getting nervous.
The contest began Friday and runs through August 24th. One entry is allowed per day. McDonald's says they have issued cards before, but this is the first time they've had a giveaway like this one, and very, very shrewd way to do it too, isn't it? What do you got?
That's very smart. You said one entry a day?
Yes.
Is it just one entry a day? Okay.
Ready to start?
All right, yep. I've got my one in already. All right, we're going. We got this.
All right, 5:51 right now. We are going to look outside at the White House right now. The flag is flying there, well lit above 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. We'll update the day's top news headlines. One last peek at the forecast on this back-to-school Monday after this.
I am the resident district manager on the FAU campus for Chartwell. Whenever I see Haley, I do not see a person with a disability. I see a person with extraordinary abilities. Haley is always smiling. She's always on time. She gives fantastic customer service and is always focused on any job that she's given.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Ever since I can remember, I've been intrigued by industrial design and the optimization.
Wait, that's passion? Ever since I can remember, my passion has been industrial design. We need 3D printers for Miss Adams' engineering program so that we are ready to solve 21st century challenges.
Impressive. Think It Up is a new initiative to support student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classroom today? Think It Up.
According to a new survey by U.S. News & World Report, 3 of Alabama's top 4 hotels and resorts are part of the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail Resort Collection. The Grand Hotel Marriott Resort in Point Clear, the Battle House Renaissance Mobile Hotel and Spa, and the Renaissance Birmingham Ross Bridge Golf Resort and Spa. Hey, we didn't invent Southern hospitality, we just offer more of it. Visit rtjgolf.com/resorts to find out more.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish.
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
I witnessed him have 2 heart attacks in ICU. He went through seizures.
We'd much rather have Aaron like this than dead. A lot of parents don't have that luxury.
He can't talk. He can't walk. This is a condition Aaron will live with for the rest of his life because he abused prescription pills.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
We've all heard how military veterans adjusting to the civilian world may have certain issues.
30.
7 minutes.
If only everyone had this issue. No matter what challenge they face, Easter Seals is here for America's veterans.
Welcome back. It is 5:54, and here are the top stories we're following for you today.
Top story, school back in session this morning on the Suncoast. About 90,000 students in Manatee and Sarasota counties. Big issue, of course, the new state-mandated extra security in the schools.
That's right. And back to school means sharing the road with buses. Don't forget, you have to stop for buses with their lights flashing in both directions. School zones start about 7:30 for the morning hours and 2:45 for the after-school hours.
And there are calls for Melissa Howard to drop out of the race for state representative. She's accused of falsifying a college diploma. Former Manatee County GOP chairperson Donna Hayes reportedly called it a deceptive falsification and suggests that she steps out of the race. Howard denies it, but has taken down her candidate's Facebook page. The primary is 2 weeks from tomorrow.
All right, and speaking of our primary, he's our primary meteorologist, and he is back from vacation. John Scalzi with a quick look at your forecast.
Oh, that's very nice. We're looking at a couple of takeaways for you this morning. The first on this first day of school is that the west wind pattern continues for several more days. That means coastal showers in the morning, followed by afternoon showers inland. And then by the midweek, we'll see a shift to an easterly wind flow that'll favor those showers in the inland areas during the afternoon that drift back toward the coast. And so far, it's calm in the tropics. Back to you.
All right, team coverage continues on back to school coverage.
That's right. Sarasota counties, Manatee counties, everything from buses, transportation to security. We've got it all for you this morning. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7.